You are now listening to Cyber Timebite, hosted by me, Stephen Clark. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Hey there, everybody. It's your boy, Steve. Once again, for Cyber Timebite episode 95. 95, my God. That 1995, the year when Windows 95 came out, the best processor ever the Windows ever made, and the internet was invented that year. So, how funny is it? Okay, get this. How funny is it, everyone, that for episode 95, not only knowing the fact that Windows 95 came out that year and the internet came out that year, I'm with someone who freaking does a podcast over the internet, just like me.
Right.
No. Today I am with for some reason I want to say Mike Quackenbush, but you're not Mike Quackenbush.
No, but I like that name. I think I might steal that name.
No. For some reason, no. That was the first thing that came to my head. But no, your name's actually Rob. I'm here at Rob. I'm here at Rob, everyone.
Yes, Quackenbush. I like that. Sadly, my last name's Bellamy. It's very boring compared to that.
No, Mike. No, why that came to my head is because I think he was the guy who owns Chakra Wrestling.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Or however you say Shakira or whatever. It's an American wrestling promotion. Well, hey man, how you been? How you doing?
I am doing great, buddy. Thanks for having me on. This is a blast.
Hey, no problem. So, to catch everyone up to speed, as you know, I had Sid Vicious on the podcast a few episodes back, and this guy does a podcast with Sid called the Vicious Circle Podcast, which it's a good podcast. I mean, it's not as well known as Talk is Jericho and all that stuff, but they're doing a good job.
Yet.
Yeah, they're doing a good job doing what they can do. Yeah,
we're getting there. Baby steps.
No, getting those baby steps.
That's right, baby steps.
So, oh man.
But no, we're a little different than them too. Like they're all wrestle talk, and we're a lot about Sid and his life growing up and his points of view on different things. So it's not necessarily all wrestling, but it's all very interesting.
So, what it says on your Skype though, I mean, it says, excuse me. And that, not only do you do the Sid podcast, but it also says on your Skype here that you do a movie podcast, I think.
Actually, I do 3. I do 4, actually. I'm a little addicted to podcasting.
I can't tell.
The one that you're reading, it's called The Movie Madhouse. That's the one that got me into it. We're up to episode 332 actually launches this week.
Well, gee, thanks for making me feel like I need to really catch up.
Oh, no, dude. Trust me, you'll get there fast. Like, we couldn't believe how fast we hit 300. So, yeah, you'll get there in a heartbeat. But it's all pop culture talk. It's all movies and TVs and, generally whatever we got on our brains. And then the other one I do is called Bits Radio. I'm very much connected to a film festival up here in Toronto called Blood in the Snow. And it's all about Canadian horror and genre filmmaking. And since I own a film company, I'm very much into talking to people that produce and write and score and cinematographers and things like that. And that's what this one is. BITS stands for Blood in the Snow. And it's all about filmmaking.
That's awesome.
And then the last one I do is actually for a buddy of mine in California. He has a magazine called MythWorks. And every month they have a member of the month that has submitted art or writing or something to his magazine, and I get to interview their member of the month.
That's really cool. It really is.
So it's a little bit of everything.
Now I gotta ask something, and I don't know if this is a controversial subject or a shoot, or I don't know, but the guy who I talked to that hooked me up with you and Sid to do the Sid podcast. That the guy that I went for to come and get that came to you. My friend, like my one friend, I forwarded that guy to my friend to be like, hey, I mean, this guy got me Sid. He could probably help you get like a big movie star on his podcast that he does on his solo time. And for some reason, he told me that he didn't get back to him, and something happened behind the scenes, and it's not like the number wasn't real and all that stuff. I just like whatever happened to him. Did he like phase off the face of the earth, or did he just like change numbers, or?
With his name's Steve, and I've got nothing bad to say about Steve. I personally, I don't speak with him much anymore. He had gone through a couple things, and I don't know if there's more going on behind the scenes than even I know. But things that kind of happened just made it very, very hard to be a friend, let alone. And that's with me when I get to know people, like with you, right? We're not just people talking on a podcast. I consider you a friend because I know you now and we chat. And so to be working with someone, I have to be their friend. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do it. And so I wish him the best. And I know he's got amazing connections. And if people can work with him, that's awesome. And I have met some amazing people through him. So I'll always be thankful to him for that. But I got to be honest, I don't 100% know what's going on with that.
Yeah, because I feel bad because I forwarded my friend to him and he didn't get nothing out of it, and I feel like he got gypped out of, like, I don't know. I felt bad, I guess.
I know, and I introduced him to a buddy of mine too, and they still chat every once in a while, but he went through somewhat of the same thing I did, and I feel bad that I put him in that position as well. So I get 100% what you're saying.
So how did you met Sid for the first time? Like, how that whole thing like became a thing?
It was through Steve. Sid's friend Barry Norman. I guess he and Sid were chatting, and there was a book coming out that he wanted to talk about, and there were things on the internet that he wanted to talk about, and other people he approached didn't want to have him on the show. So that's when he said to Barry, he goes, Barry, I want to do a podcast. Help me do a podcast. And Barry's like, I have no idea how to do a podcast. Not a clue. So I don't know how he knew Steve, but he ended up getting hold of Steve. And Steve knew me because of the podcast and said, here, talk to this guy. So that's literally how Sid and I first met, is in a phone call like that.
Oh, yeah, like because Steve knew you and he was like, hey, man, Sid's looking for a partner to do a podcast with, and he was just like, hey, man, I got you under control.
Yep. Now, Sid went on to a bunch of different podcasts because he was kind of, testing the waters with different people. But he seemed to really like the one that we did on the movie Madhouse, and we talked a bit more afterwards, and it just was a connection. So he said, boom, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, because when it's funny when things work out like that, because when I did the one with Sabu, I mean, like, all I had to do was like freaking like contact him on Twitter, and I messaged him and we DM'd the whole thing, and he was like, yeah, man, I'll totally come on and do it. And I was like, oh, that's cool,
Oh yeah, I recently did an interview with Danny Davis, and he expressed, I think, the majority of wrestlers feel, that they are very bound to their fans, because without their fans, they would not be who they are. And so, yeah, if you want to talk with them about their history, if you want to come and visit them at shows, they want just to meet these people.
Yeah, it's really awesome, really, And I don't think it's almost, I don't know, but like Mike Freeland, the guy who does the podcast with Mikey Whipwreck and Jerry Lynn from ECW. Have you heard of Front Row Material before?
I have not heard of that one. I knew there were some ECW topic podcasts, but I have not actually heard them.
Sorry, did I swerve off the subject by accident? I'm sorry.
Did you what?
Did I swerve off the subject by accident?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Detour, rabbit holes. Don't worry. I do podcasting. I completely understand.
But yeah, I mean, like I have Mike Freeland on the show. He does the podcast with Mikey and Jerry, and they do that podcast. But I had Mike on, and on Twitter, like yesterday, he tweeted saying oh, wouldn't it be awesome? Like there was like a podcast on like New Jack and like him being like totally uncut, uncensored, just New Jack.
Lord, that would be incredible.
And so I was like, hey man, I mean, like I like I'm not a swearing kind of guy. Like I never like to swear. Like it's never been my thing or anything like that. But I was like, hey man, like I decided to try to dip my toes in the water, just get a little wet, and see if I can actually pull this off. But like I said, like, hey man, if you ever want to start a podcast, like I'll freaking help you out, you know. Be like, and I DM'd him too, and he was like, what subject or whatever you're talking about. I said the one where you're like where you're all like uncut and whatever. It's just like,
I imagine he liked that idea.
I mean, like, I don't know if he's thinking about or what, but like, if that actually happens, and I actually am doing like what I do, like if I do like what you like how you and Sid are, but with me and New Jack, that would be like weird.
It is very surreal. Like half the time when I'm recording, it's like, holy crap, I'm literally sitting across. I consider him a legend in the WWE and WCW, and it gets very surreal.
Yeah, but it'd be weird too, because I would probably be the most squeaky clean person on that podcast while he's just like, throwing the F-bombs. So I'm just like, oh god.
That would be an amazing contrast. I would watch it or listen to it just for that alone.
Oh man! First, we gotta even see if he even agrees to even do it. But, Sandman though. I mean, I would love to get the Sandman, but he's freaking like, he's not responding. So I don't know if he's just busy all the time or he has things to do or.
Well, it baffles me, but some people don't like podcasting, which I for the life of me I can't understand. I absolutely love it. I was talking with Jerry Lawler. And he mentioned that he did not like podcasting. And I when we were chatting, I never really got a feeling of why. But I think maybe some people just don't like sitting in front of a microphone, but which is weird because of the business they've been in.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially like with you know, the King in the commentary, you know.
Yeah, he's like the king of the microphone to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would, oh man, if I could get an interview with Jerry Lawler, man, I would love that.
But see, now I'm just sitting here thinking maybe that's just it. Because if you spend all day working in a pizza place, the last thing you want to do is go home and eat pizza. So maybe that's it. He just wants to get away from the microphones.
I mean, like, are you saying that you used to do that?
Oh, no, it was just an analogy. Although I can attest to it. I used to work at a video store in a city here called London, and right next door was a pizza place. So it was like heaven, you know. I would go to work, I'd zip over there for lunch and grab like 7 pieces and come back. And after 2 weeks, it was like, oh my god, if I see a pizza, I'm going to kill somebody. So
that's the most,
yeah,
that's the most American thing I ever heard out of Canada.
Yeah, right. Someone hated pizza. It's like, yeah, because I think other than breakfast, which, you know, half the time wasn't pizza, I ate pizza. So I was very sick of it.
I'm guessing Tim Hortons is everywhere up there.
Oh gosh, yes.
I love their
it's like street poles, you know. If you don't see one, it's weird because there should be one within eye vision, like within your vision. There should be one.
I love their coffee. They have the best coffee ever.
I swear to God, there's cocaine in that because it's so addictive, you know.
No, I mean, my first cup of Tim Hortons wasn't even in Canada. It was in Michigan.
Oh, have you had Canadian Tim Hortons coffee yet?
Isn't the Tim Hortons that are limited, that aren't the limited locations down here just the same as they are up there?
I can't speak for sure, but from what I've understood, it's not the same.
No, I never had Canadian Tim Hortons coffee because I've never been to Canada.
See, well, we got to get together then. Either I'll come to you with some or you come up here and visit me and we'll get you some Canadian and then you can tell me the difference. Okay? We'll bash this rumor once and for all.
Here's the thing: Chicago or the Illinois area doesn't have even one Tim Hortons, so I can't bring like the American version and the Canadian version with me.
Oh no. Well, either like I said, on my way to you or on your way to me, we'll stop somewhere and grab one, so we have one of each. We'll do
Yes,
like the Pepsi Coke thing.
I love it. I love this.
I'm really liking this idea.
Oh man, no! If I lived in Michigan, that'd be a whole different story. But oh man,
Oh, now I'm thinking, okay, how can I get it and keep it hot all the way to your place?
car warmer. Nothing. It's car warmer all the way. Car warmer.
Yes, I'll dump it in a thermos, inside a warming pack,
Warming.
and that should just about do it. Oh, this took a strange turn.
Like
But
what?
this is what I love about podcasting is you don't know where it's going to go.
You never know. We could talk about anything.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the co-host of the Vicious Circle podcast. What are we going to talk about? Coffee. Sounds perfectly logical.
Oh yeah, 100% logical. You did enter into the vicious circle with plenty of caffeine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but see, that's just it. I don't even drink coffee,
You don't?
so no, I've never had a taste for it. I've put like 17 sugar and 45 cream, and it's like, oh, it still tastes horrible. So I've never really had a drink of it before.
No, you see what I like about Tim Hortons coffee is I love their vanilla coffee. Like when they used to have K cups in here that like I don't see them anymore here, but they sell like the vanilla Tim Hortons coffee in K cups here in the States, and I'd love to buy that because I love drinking that stuff.
Dude, I got to tell you, the flavors they have are amazing. I worked with a guy who got this caramel one every day, and it actually almost made me drink coffee because I would bring it for him because I'd get him one, and it's like smells amazing. It's got caramel and everything. And he goes, "Well, sip it. Maybe you'll like this one." I sipped it. Nope, still tastes like coffee, but it smelled amazing.
Yeah, I love coffee. So I guess so when I'm around you anytime, I guess I'm not drinking coffee around you.
Oh no, drink it all because anybody brings me a coffee, it's going right to you.
Sliding over.
That's why my coffee loving friends hang out with me because we always get bought coffees and I always give mine to them.
So I'm guessing you guys don't have Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks because it's all Tim Hortons up there, right?
We do have Starbucks. We do not have Dunkin' Donuts, and I miss Dunkin' Donuts.
Have you ever had Dunkin' coffee?
No, I've had their donuts, and I love their donuts.
Well, I mean, like, just be glad because I hear Tim Hortons has the best food and coffee up there. So I guess you should be grateful to have Tim Hortons as your thing.
Yeah, I definitely accept it as our thing. It's just I lived in Florida for a while and got accustomed to some of the things down there, and they don't have them up here. So I get a little pouty every once in a while.
Wait, when did you? Wait, were you? Hold on, let me get this straight. So you were born in Canada, lived in Canada, then you moved to Florida and went back?
Threw you a curveball there, didn't I? Yes, that's exactly it, actually. Yeah, I was born right here in Canada, and I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Florida, and they had a place in St. Petersburg that had 3 apartments built onto the back for winter people. They would come down and rent these little apartments. But when I went down to Florida, they said, "Here, one of them's yours." So I had a place to stay. It was awesome. And I was down there for about a year and a half, I think, maybe a bit longer. And oh man, I got addicted to Cookie Crisp and Fruity Pebbles, and Denny's had the most amazing half pineapple ice cream dish that doesn't exist anywhere now.
Like what? You guys don't have Denny's in Canada?
We have one.
One?
Yes. In this entire area from here to Toronto, we have one.
Oh man, if I were to bring up my other friend who loves Denny's like no other, she
Oh,
would be
no.
freaking out.
Yep. You have panic attacks all over the place because no, literally, it's one and it's at a truck stop by London.
Like Denny's.
Yep. You got to drive for a freaking hour. You got to drive from 2 hours from Detroit to get to it. And then you got to drive another 2 hours to Toronto. And I don't even think there's one in Toronto. I might be wrong, but I've never seen one every time I've been to Toronto.
Oh man, but what made you go from Florida back up to Canada?
Stupidity.
Stupidity.
Yep. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go back home. It's all I can accredit it to.
So like, if you were to move back here into the States, if you were gonna, where would you want to go? Where would you want to live?
Got to be honest, Texas. Texas. It has just the right heat for me because I'm not a cold person, which is weird living up here. And I love the topography down there and the history, because I'm a history junkie.
Yeah, you want to move down and buy a near Sid's little town and be like, hey man, we can do the podcast in person all the time now because I live like this far away from you.
Well, see, if I move to Texas, it's only about 3 hours from him, and I drive 12 hours to visit him now. So I would be a happy guy.
How often do you take these 12-hour rides, if I can ask?
We started in August with the podcast, and I've been down there 3 times.
3 times, wow.
And we actually had another trip planned. I was telling you about a friend of mine going down, and we were supposed to go down the week of March 22nd, but that got canceled.
Well, obviously, I'm pretty sure there's a huge border police right now between the Canada and U.S. border.
Yeah, they would have been on me like a fat kid on a Smartie. I would not have gotten across that border.
Yeah, they would have been like, no, I gotta do this. They'd probably be like, hey, where you going, eh?
No, see, that's just it. On the Canadian side, it's not a problem. It's when you go into the state side. And I get it because, they want to protect the border 100%. I get that. But coming back in, I swear to God, they very rarely talk to me. Because I'm Canadian. Just like if an American goes back into the U.S., there's probably no problem.
I heard. I don't know if this was actually true, but I heard like Brock Lesnar was in Canada, and there was a rumor going around before WrestleMania that he wasn't going to be able to be flown back into the States for WrestleMania. That was probably all fake, but.
If that's true, I think it only might have been because of a flying ban, but I'm sure there were strings pulled to make it happen, if that's the case.
Yeah, because he's Brock freaking Lesnar. They're gonna do everything to get him over here.
You try and stop him.
Or no, not him, Vince.
Well, that's what I mean. You try and stop Brock, period. But you got Vince behind him? No, there's nothing. Yeah, no. He's flying.
So it's funny. So we haven't seen Sid on WWE television since I think the 1000th episode of Raw. I think.
Yeah, with Heath Slater.
Yeah, no, not. It was even after that because he came back. No, he made the surprise return, squashed Slater, and then came back, and then came back for the 1000th episode. And I think that's the last time we saw him on television. I think.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
Wasn't he supposed to be there for the 25th anniversary show that was at the Manhattan Center / the arena? But something happened that he couldn't make it.
That depends who you ask. Because I know there's a lot of stuff going out that he did a no-show for that. Speaking with him quite commonly about this, the fact of the matter was he was approached, I think it was a week before the show, and he had plans. He said, I can't make it. But they didn't change any of the advertising.
But were you guys doing the podcast at that point, or was that before you guys started doing this podcast?
It was before, but we've talked about, I think one of our podcasts, we actually talk about that because we have that call-in questions, and one of the people asked about that. So Sid explained it.
You guys, if I remember correctly, when I answered 3 questions. Like I asked you guys 3 questions for your call and answer thing in the past, right?
Yes, you have.
I heard one of them, but I couldn't find the other 2.
I still have a couple on standby because what I'm trying to do, I don't want to have 3 shows in a row all calling from Steve, so we mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I still got them on standby. Plus, maybe we'll get you back to do more.
I mean, I'm hoping to be on. I mean, I know that for the longest time, because of my busyness and all that stuff here, I was supposed to come on the Vicious Circle.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully that happens soon, because that'd be awesome.
I'm sure we can make something like that happen. Absolutely.
And do you know what's really cool though, dude?
What's that?
Get this. So, in 2 weeks, for a friend of mine, I gotta do a speech about my podcast in a freaking week about why I started doing it, why I'm doing it. So basically, my whole backstory, pretty much.
Nice.
And then after that, I have another friend who runs an club they don't run a club, I don't think, but it's like a group of people who are I think it's a club, they said, of advertising and how the marketing stuff and all that stuff. I was invited to speak to them about my podcast and how I run things.
Very nice.
And so that's awesome. And I'm supposed to be doing the thing with you guys. And so...
And this is the fun of podcasting. It opens up so many doors.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, man. I mean, I worked my tail end off. I'm almost 100 episodes deep, and now I have, technically 3 things coming up that I'm supposed to be on.
Very, very nice.
Dude, we're...
Like I said, this is what the fun part about podcasting, because you get to talk, you get to chat, you get to meet new people, you get to do other things, Half of the stuff I'm doing right now, I think the podcast that I did, the movie Madhouse, started some of that.
But
actually, I can confidently say that.
To start all your appearances and as you will.
Exactly. One of the first big interviews I did was with Marilyn Gigliotti from Clerks, and getting to meet her, I then in turn got to meet Robert Mukes and all these other people. Through the movie Madhouse, I went to Blood in the Snow for the first time, where I got to meet the director, Kelly Michael Stewart. He and I are great friends now, and that's what started the Bits Radio podcast. And that never would have happened if I hadn't gone there for the movie Madhouse.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and then just if you look now too, without doing any podcasts, I never would have met Sid.
So besides Sid, what others have you had the pleasure to talk to? I forgot the other one that you said that you talked to, but you said another one. But who are the others that you got the pleasure to talk to?
Just on the Vicious Circle, we've had Tito Santana and Danny Davis. Danny Davis actually stepped in as co-host when Sid was off for 1 week, and that was a very cool episode. Sorry, go ahead.
No, who's Danny Davis again? I'm sorry.
Oh, Dangerous Danny Davis. If you watch mid-'80s, he was a referee in WWF that was a heel. And there'd be matches, the babyface is winning, but of course Danny's looking the other way or what have you, until finally he basically stole the tag team belts and gave them to the bad guys. So Jack Tunney, at the time, he was the president, right? Yeah. Comes out and says, that's it, you're now no longer a ref, you're a wrestler. And he had to wrestle.
Yeah, no, you say Jack Tunney, that'd be so funny. Why is it like you make a video or something and it's this whole ordeal, all this stuff is going out, and they say, oh, we're going to get a word here from Jack Tunney, and everyone's expecting, Jack Tunney, the actual Jack Tunney and all that stuff, but it cuts away and it cuts to it, and it's just you it's just you sitting behind the desk, and there's all these random pictures that make 0 sense, and
I can see that. I can literally see that.
And the little nameplate comes up on the screen, Jack Tunney, WWF president, and it's you. Today,
I'm Jack. Call me Jack.
We're like, hey, he wasn't Canadian.
You didn't know Jack Tunney was Canadian, did you? No, see? Yeah, I remember that period.
I'd be like, oh my god, dude.
But man, yeah, talking to him was a blast. Danny, he's still got his Brooklyn accent, and He has got a ton of wicked stuff to talk about. If you get a chance to check out that episode about Vicious Circle, it's really a lot of fun. But he is a great guy to chat with. And then just in speaking, I've also gotten to speak to Jerry Lawler, Al Snow, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels briefly. I don't consider that a real contact because it was just in passing. But yeah, without those podcasts, none of this would have happened.
How is Kurt Angle like? How is something with Kurt Angle?
Kurt is actually really grounded. You watch him on screen, and it's very similar to his own personality, but it's still different. It's a little jarring when you first start talking to him, but he is the nicest guy. Like, he literally is the nicest guy.
I'm pretty sure getting an interview with him was not easy.
Well, that's just it. I didn't actually interview him. I only spoke with him for a couple times during the weekend. A friend of mine was in not a horror movie, but a cult classic movie. And I went to visit her in Louisville while she was appearing at the show. And Kurt was there, Jerry Lawler was there, Al Snow was there. So during the whole weekend, I would chat with him off and on, and just, I'd bring him coffee because that's what you do, right? I wasn't drinking it. Yeah. So I got to chat with all of these people during that weekend. And since then, I've talked to a couple of them since. I've talked to Al since, and I've talked to Jerry once since.
How, well, Jerry Lawler is a horror movie fan, right? Like, he likes horror movies?
He is, yes.
Yeah, so no doubt he would be at a horror movie opening.
And it was actually funny because he was actually at a table right next to Derek Mears. Did you know Derek Mears?
No.
He's the guy you will never get to see his face because he's always playing a monster or something. In the reboot for Friday the 13th, he was Jason. In Pirates of the Caribbean, he was one of the underwater Davy Jones pirate guys. He's that guy. He's in a ton of stuff, but you never get to see his real face.
Wait a minute. When was the... Wait, you said reboot of Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah, that was 8 or so years ago, 9 so years ago.
Or was it Nightmare on Elm Street? I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, but what am I trying to say? I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street, or I think it was, where they filmed it here. They filmed it at high schools in my area.
Oh, really? That might have been Nightmare, because, yeah, Friday the 13th is all out in the woods.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, they filmed when they back in 2012, 11 when that came out. I think that's when it came out. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah, around that time frame.
Yep.
They filmed it at John Hersey High School, which is in Mount Prospect. That's the area where I grew up. Like when I was born, that's where I grew up, in that area over there.
Isn't it cool when they do that? Because then you can look and go, "Oh, I know that place. Yeah. I've been there."
Yeah, I love that. That's why when I watch a movie and they say when they say like a town that I used to live in, or I live in now, or around where I live, I go like, "Oh my god, they say Elgin."
That is so much fun. I love when they do stuff like that. And of course, I live in a small town called Chatham. Nobody films anything here except myself. So unless I'm watching my own films, I don't get to see much of it.
Yeah, but they filmed it at John Hersey High School, and then they filmed another part at Elk Grove High School. And they didn't film any at the high school I went to, but that would have been cool. But
that's still cool. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I actually went to Hersey when they were doing the filming. They weren't filming when I was there, but like it was during the time when the movie was getting filmed, that was really cool.
No doubt. But yeah, like I said, with podcasting, you get to do stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's actually how I met my friend that I went to Louisville for. With the beginning of the podcast, one of my best friends and I, and my girlfriend at the time, we decided to start a Comic-Con. So we did a little Comic-Con, then we did a really, really big one, and we had Tyler Mane come down. Do you know Tyler Mane?
Tyler Mane.
He was in the original X-Men. He played Sabretooth, but he was also Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And that helped me a lot because Tyler became a good friend of mine, and he is best friends with Derek Mears. So when I went to Louisville and I was talking to Derek, they did a film together. If you get a chance to watch it, it's a really cool movie called Compound Fracture. And you'll actually get to see Derek's face in this one. That's why I think why he likes it. But so I went in down there and I brought out Compound Fracture. It's like, I really need your autograph on this. And he goes, sure, why not? And he spotted Tyler had already signed it. He goes, oh, when did you run into Tyler? And it's like, oh, at the Comic-Con I ran. He goes, I was honored because he actually told Derek about our convention because he had such a good time there. It's like, thank you.
What, your own convention, you say?
Yeah, we run a convention up here in Canada too. I keep busy, dude. I don't let the grass grow under my feet at all.
Wait a minute. You, to this day, you still do your own convention?
Yes, it was actually supposed to be April 25th, but we had to postpone it. And right now the target date is July 25th. Hopefully we still get to have it.
I got something that you're gonna love that you gotta jump on the bandwagon on, because this is gonna be good for your convention.
I'll jump on a bandwagon. Absolutely.
So I know a guy. His name is Ben Santos, and he is really awesome. He's from Maine, and he runs a website called Cosplay Convention Center. And
okay.
This website literally has every single convention in America and around the world, I believe, even Canada.
Oh, nice.
And does your convention have a website?
Yes, we do.
Then send it over to him, and he'll add your con to his website. And on the website, now get this, you're gonna love this. After he adds your convention into the website, it's gonna can I just show you?
Yeah.
Because it's hard for me to explain without me showing you, man. Oh, you're gonna love this.
While you're looking it up, yeah, I tend to keep very busy. Like I said, I do the 4 podcasts. I have a film company. I run a Comic-Con, and last year I just started a film festival, which is going to happen again this year. Yeah. So I'd like to keep busy because it keeps me active, and the more I do, the more people I get to meet. Like I got to meet you.
Yeah, it's really awesome, really. I mean, because you're really awesome. I like talking to you, man.
Oh man, I have a blast chatting with you. I really do.
Now, just to make it, I just want to pop the boys, which is only you right now. But what's it? I'm on the website right now, and what's closer to Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Quebec, or Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan. I like how you said that. I'm in Ontario.
Ontario. Oh, well, you're gonna. I'm gonna send you straight to the Ontario section of the website just because just to get a pop out of you.
I'm liking this. Let me see. How do I get back? There we go. Yeah, having this convention, man, I've got to meet so many people.
Did it go through?
It did. I'm loading it up right now. So we got to wait about 5 hours for my computer to load it up. Oh, man. I swear to God, Abraham Lincoln built this computer.
I swear. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Cornwall. Oh, I know Cornwall. Cornwall. Arr!
Cornwall.
Well, do you notice they have the exact same date we do? So they're about 7 hours from us, but unfortunately, a lot of the vendors that we have go to Cornwall instead of coming to us. So I don't like Cornwall.
I'm sorry about that.
But that's just me. Cottage Con, I do know. Niagara Falls, I do know. Yeti Con. Forest City Comic Con, actually run by a really good friend of mine. His name's Gord, and yeah, they have a good show there. Fan Expo. I don't see our convention.
See that? No, that's what you do. You when you go to the when you go to this, I think it's industry professionals thing at the top of the page. Oh no, wait a minute. Hold on. You can Here. Do you know what I can do? I can Oh yeah. Go back up to the top. Just click on cosplay convention center at the top of the page, and then Sorry, am I speaking too fast?
No.
And do you see at a convention or whatever?
Find a convention, industrial professions. I do not.
No, but what does it say? It says submit a convention. It says
Oh, you mean that big blue button right in the middle of the screen that I apparently can't see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that one I now see. Yes.
Yeah, click on that and you scroll down to the bottom, then you put the name of your convention, your website for your convention, and then your email, and then submit it, and then boom.
Not the quickest little bunny in the forest, am I?
Hey, it's fine.
There we go. And my email, well, I'll make it the Expo email.
The Expo email?
Yes. Oh my God, I gotta learn how to spell it. It's only 6 frickin' letters and I can't spell it right. There we go. Look at this. See, this is the magic of podcasting. They got to listen to us while I submitted an application to the website.
Yeah, and here's what's that?
I was gonna say, this is behind the scenes stuff. We just pulled back a curtain.
Now, if you go back to the homepage and you click industry professionals and you click on entertainers, I'm actually under here. My Cyber Timebite is actually on this website.
Excellent. See, and that's what I love when conventions do that. We have that up here. We have what we call the Movie Madhouse Podcast Lounge. And we invite podcasters from wherever. If they want to drive here, they're welcome to come and they can sit in our lounge and chat and chat and chat and then talk to whoever happens to be there.
Yeah, because just like this is just like that, because what you can do is on this website, if you sign up for an account, which is completely free, by the way, you sign up for an account, you make this if you go on there and you see my profile, you can make this whole profile, add all your social medias, add a video, add photos, and what you can do is that you can add conventions to your list, saying I'm going to be at this convention, this convention, this convention, and then when people go to this website and find that convention, you're when they scroll down, when they click on the convention on the website, when they scroll down to the bottom of the page, they'll see it would say industry professionals, and and then you're gonna be right there, so they know you're gonna be there.
This is a wicked site. What the wibbly wobbly timey wimey experience? I don't know what that is, but I love it.
Well, think Ben. He's awesome. He made this.
I just love that name. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey experience. I'm jealous. I want that name.
Wibbly wobbly time warp experience.
Yeah. What was it? Wibbly wobbly timey wimey experience. Like I said, I have no idea what it does yet. My computer hasn't loaded up that particular part of the page. I can only see the name.
No, it's all right. But if you want, I can get you in contact with Ben, and then you guys can talk about you guys can get in contact about your convention, whatever, and see if you guys can work out anything with Cosplay Convention Center beyond what I told you.
Oh, that would be awesome. Because, I know we've had a ton of people come to our show that I would love to share with other people so they can get to meet these people too.
But I don't have you on Facebook. That's the thing.
Don't you?
No, I don't.
Well, we got to change this.
Well, I can.
Yes. If you just look up my name.
I'm just going to make it easy. I'm just going to make it easy on all of us here.
Oh. Sometimes easy isn't easy, especially when it's said like that.
Oh, shoot. Crap. Wrong link. Don't click on that link I sent. Don't click on that link I sent.
That's it. I'm clicking on it. I'm going to do it.
No, don't put me... No, that's not putting me over, man. Oh, God.
Oh, man. That's what I mean. It's a blast chatting. I love this.
Yeah, I love talking with you, man. The second link is the one that you should click.
Okay, well, actually, the first one hasn't even loaded up yet. This computer is so toast. I swear to God, once we're done talking, I'm unplugging it, and I'm going to set it outside, and maybe a bird will take it away. I don't know.
No, it's like
Who am I kidding? I'm going to wake up in the morning. It's still going to be there because even freaking birds won't want this computer.
no. Like you wake up like you go out, you take it outside, right? And you wake up in the morning and you see birds crapped around it and
Yeah.
feed
Oh
around
no,
it.
I wouldn't be able to see the computer for all the crap on it.
No. Like everything, like all wildlife does everything around it, and there's just a clean circle in the middle, and that's your PC.
Yeah. Yeah, they really hate it.
But how's your town like though? I mean, like, do you guys have like forest and like, do you live like near a forest or whatever, or do you live like in a nice citied area?
I got to admit, and I guess I'm going to throw out something else I'm doing. I'm working with the city right now to bring more filming to this area because it's so diverse. Like we literally have beaches, we have cliffs, we have flat farmland, we have no hills whatsoever. Everything's flat. But we have cities, we have villages, we have small little crossroads. Like we have literally almost every kind of environment you would want to film in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know I said I came back here from stupidity. I love this area, and I could spend hours just walking trails, going to the beach. You don't lack for things to do around here.
Yeah, because it's because when you're in Canada and you have things to do, then
Yeah, you got to do them. Uh huh.
you got wave that maple syrup bottle proud. You go like
That's right. Crawl out of my igloo, hop on my polar bear, and head out to have fun.
no
That,
with your hockey stick as their weapon.
that's right. I saw a comedian once, and who was it? I can't even think of the name of the person, but he said, "Man, that war on terrorism would have been over in a week if you'd gotten the Canadians to do it, because all you literally do is you hand them hockey sticks and say, 'Hey, Obama's got the puck.' Dude, we would have been on him."
The puck.
Yeah. Of course, we'd be saying sorry as we kicked him, but
Wait, do you guys actually play hockey during the winter just to pass time?
dude, it's a sport up here. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure you I don't watch very much hockey, but I wouldn't be opposed to thinking that the NHL Canada teams are probably the superior ones good at hockey.
You would think, but no, sometimes they're not. I know I'm disappointed in myself, but sometimes they're not.
Well, how many NHL teams does your country have?
Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary. To my knowledge, that's it.
I want. Do you no, sorry to wait. Do you know Bret Hart? And does he know? And do you know if he likes his hockey?
I've never met Bret Hart. And see, that's the thing too. He is actually on the other side of the country. He's over in the Alberta area, and that's probably about 2 days' drive from me.
That is far.
Yeah, that's very freaking far.
Like if we were gonna look at that, I know Canada's big, but like I don't like I have like I but like on the map, like where are you, and on the map of Canada?
Honestly, I'm lower than a majority of the upper parts of, like, I'm lower than North Dakota. I think I'm lower in the States than you.
So like, are you like so close to the Canadian border that if you wanted to hop over the border right now, you could?
It takes me an hour to get to Detroit. Well, actually, not even that, about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yep. I am super close.
So so I'm guessing when you make those 12-hour drives down to where Sid lives, I'm pretty sure that's like, yeah, man, it's easy.
Yep. Oh, literally it is. I throw a bunch of podcasts on my phone, and that's what I listen to all the way down.
But what do you what you guys done together? Have you guys like gone places together or whatever, or you guys just stay at home? Or do you guys just stay at his house and just like chat and whatever?
Oh no, every time I've gone down, we have ended up going places. A couple of times we went because we were with the person writing his book. We went on tours of his area where he grew up and the things that he did. And a couple of times we just found some historical markers. Like there's one for BB King, and we went over to where Johnny Cash grew up. So yeah, we hit everything in the area.
Yeah,
This time we were supposed to go to Graceland. Curses.
my area is not as where I live. It's not as so historic and amazing as like stuff like that.
I get it. Trust me. My area, literally, there's one historic site. Well, no, I'm lying. There's a few. There's only one I could think of, but now suddenly there's a whole bunch more. Because the Battle of, the War of 1812 was fought up in here a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm literally 15 minutes away from where the big battle where the Tecumseh, the Indian chief, was killed. So, yeah, okay, I guess there's some history around here. I was about to lie to you, and I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine, man. I mean, I don't know anything about Canadian history because I don't live in Canada, so... I mean,
well, this was the war between Canada and the U.S., was the War of 1812.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yes, a little bit of history. We are the reason you have a White House. Yes. I guess with the British and the Canadians, we fought down, got into Washington, D.C. area and set the house on fire because it wasn't white. So when they were all done and everybody settled down and went, okay, let's be friends again, they painted it white. And from that point on, it was called the White House.
Yeah, it's like hey, Canada.
Yep. We're a very quiet people, but you poke us, we'll burn your house. That's literally us.
No. No. You're very quiet people. When we poke you, beware for that maple syrup to drop all over us.
Oh, that's right. We'll say sorry while we're doing it, but we're gonna do it.
Like, no, I didn't know I was gonna enjoy my breakfast today.
You will be so freaking sticky. You'll be scrubbing that stuff out of places for years.
Oh man! And so, no wait, is the syrup that you guys have is the maple syrup that's from Canada actually is there a difference from actual Canada from the syrup that we use down here?
Well, I know there's difference in syrup. I don't know if it's strictly Canadian because trust me, up here you can get the syrup that's not anything to do with maple, but a lot of the stuff around here that we have for maple syrup is genuine maple syrup, like right from the tree.
Oh, so it's like tree sap sort of thing.
That's literally what maple syrup is. They take it, and it's so weird because they'll get, I think it's something like 10 to 15 gallons, and by the time they cook it down, you have a bottle of maple syrup.
So I'm guessing that's where the whole thing came from because you guys have so much wildlife up there. I'm pretty sure that's where the whole maple syrup in Canada thing came around, right?
I think so, because even if you look at our flag, we got the big maple leaf on there. So there's a crap ton of maple trees up here.
I mean, I hear you guys have fantastic mountain ranges and whatever.
On the West Coast, absolutely. It's a lot like the Appalachians over on the West Coast for you guys.
That's what I hear.
Oh yeah, I've only been out to that side once.
What places? Well, you obviously been to Florida, and you've been to Sid's area, but where else in the country have you been?
And see, that's the other fun part. My father was a truck driver, so I went with him a lot, and I've covered almost 40 of the 50 states.
40? Why am to the others?
West Coast and Hawaii. I have not been to those.
I know.
Yeah, hard for a truck driver to get to Hawaii.
It's gonna take a boat to get
You got to build up some speed if you're gonna skip across the water that far.
No, it would have been funny. It would have been funny if you're like, all right, kid, buckle up, and you're like, what are you doing? We're gonna skip the water to Hawaii, right?
Roll that window up just in case.
but
you're gonna get a little wet.
A little.
Didn't know the truck was a submarine, did you?
freaking summary.
Now that would be awesome, actually. I'm sitting here thinking about it going, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, like like it's like a James Bond thing, like the guy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
that'd be nuts.
Oh man. Now I want to build one.
I actually have a friend who lives in Ohio who's like a really big on film, like a big filmmaker, and he does a podcast about film.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, him and a friend of his do a film podcast, and I know, and I can get you in contact with him so you can possibly do a podcast with him as well to talk about film.
I'd love to talk with him.
Yeah, I can. Oh, we're doing Steve Clark doing so much behind the scenes, helping out his friend while live on podcast.
We've done that. I was actually filming the first episode of a web series that we're shooting, and we did a live Facebook feed so people could see what happens behind the scenes.
Like, and I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
Kinda, yeah. We're throwing back the curtain on a lot of stuff.
Like we're breaking kayfabe so much right now, people wrestlers.
Oh, kayfabe doesn't exist anymore with this conversation.
Oh, we just obliterate kayfabe right now.
Exactly.
when your boy obliterates kayfabe.
Well, see, and a lot of the times when I talk to people, especially in the wrestling stuff, we always talk about the era of kayfabe as opposed to now. Danny Davis was the biggest one because people bought into his gimmick being the heel ref. But he's even said, too, I don't think it would fly now. And I agree with him because now people go to wrestling and they watch it like a movie because they know. But back then, in the 80s, it was real.
Yeah, like there's the heels and there's the faces. And if they were mixed together, you're in some serious crap.
Exactly. It's
no longer like that. I mean, like, people believe that kayfabe should still be a thing outside the locker room, but when you're in the locker room, it can be fine. But outside the locker room, it should be still a thing. But
I think if you stick to kayfabe too much, you're almost insulting the audience. Yeah, because everybody knows.
Like, you can't keep it these days, can you?
Oh, no. Like, ever since the novels started coming out, The Rock wrote a book, Mankind wrote a book, kayfabe is gone. You know, people know that this is entertainment. And that's cool. I think that's fine. Because, again, they view it exactly like they view a movie. You go to watch Avengers Endgame. You don't think Thanos is a real person. You suspend your disbelief. You go and enjoy yourself. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what people are doing with wrestling now. But in the 80s, people thought that was real. You know, if the ref was being a jerk, it's because that ref was a jerk. Not because he was playing a jerk. It's because he was a jerk.
Would you like kayfabe to come back?
I would love it, but it's impossible. You can't put toothpaste back in the container. It's out.
You could try, but we could definitely check.
You're going to get messy, and only half of it's going to go in, and it's just a dirty picture.
Oh, we should just get that. We should just get that video. Rob tries to stuff toothpaste back in the tube. Let's go, man.
I might actually do that. I'll do a live feed. Watch, I'm going to put it back in.
But you can't use it because that's just gross.
Oh, man, that would be so sticky. Ah! I got a mental picture I can't get out of my head.
Oh, sorry, I made that image for you.
Yes. Oh, no. It was a nice image. I was the one that mucked it up by, nudity and toothpaste. And it's just bad.
No, wait, what?
Yeah, this is what I mean. I corrupted it on my own. I can't blame you for that.
I don't want to even know what you were thinking when I said that. I
can't blame anybody for my mind. I can't.
So, have what's your favorite state that you've been to? That you have been to?
Arkansas,
Arkansas?
unless Sid's not listening, and then it's Florida.
No. I can just imagine him, just like Sid being Sid. Just he's listening to this, and he's just sitting there with his hands on the with his hands like in a put together, resting on his desk or whatever it is, where he's listening to this, and he's just listening, and he's just sitting there just listening, and you say what you just said, and he goes, "You better say Arkansas."
Yep. And then he hears Florida, and I'm going to get a text message. Rob, when are you coming down? Never. I'm not going back. I know I'm in for a beating.
No, he's going to give you the jackknife, and that's over for you.
That'll be it. One power bomb and done.
Has he ever put you in the power bomb before? Just because you're like, do it for me, man. Just put me for the power bomb.
No, I've never asked. Just in case, he actually does the move. I'm good. I'll watch his videos, and I'm good there.
Has he ever? Have you guys ever not? I'm not saying you and him, but when you went to go visit him, has he ever stepped in the ring and done stuff in front of you, like practice or anything? And man, I get to see him practice and then see him do his thing.
No, actually. The thing that's interesting me is one of the things that he's kept is the Lord Humongous outfit. And when I was going down this time, we were supposed to get that out so I could see it.
And I'm guessing that isn't going to happen until next time.
Yeah, whenever the plague is gone, then we can travel again.
Well, for Illinois at least, they haven't extended anything until next month. So there's till next month.
Yep, I'm guessing it'll be after my convention in July. Is before any traveling will be able to be done.
What
for me anyway?
In July.
That's my guess, because I'm thinking around here, because Ontario right now is actually getting hit pretty hard. So around here, I'm guessing mid-June is when it's going to kind of be okay again, Yeah. And then mid-June is only, 3-4 weeks away from my show. So I won't be able to go anywhere.
Yeah, but isn't that cool? I mean, I'm sure your convention is going to be up on Cosplay Convention Center any time now. Isn't that cool?
I'm anxiously waiting. I'm going to keep that website marked so I can go back and peek.
Yeah, I mean, you can look for conventions in your area, in the States, man, anywhere.
There's a couple other people I noticed that aren't on there that I'm really good friends with that run conventions, and I'm going to kind of bug in their ear and say, hey, get on this website.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I should probably send you Ben's way too, so you can say. You can see behind the scenes stuff here. You can see I've made a group chat with you and my friend, and then I'll send you another one with my other friend.
I did see that, and actually, you may have noticed I sent you a video to watch.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the first episode of the web series I directed.
You do a web series videos?
Yeah, I'm a filmmaker.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember that, but I remember that, but you make you don't make movies, but you make mini TV shows, I could say.
Oh, both, because I've directed 2 features and a handful of short films. I consider a web series to be a short film because it literally is. I think the first episode it hit is 13 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not. When it comes to film, if you went to all detail on film, I'm gonna be like, that's cool. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but that's cool.
No, I completely understand. It's like people talking about ceramic figures to me, and my eyes glaze over, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Your eyes turn into Krispy Kremes, and you're like,
yeah. Oh, Krispy Kremes. Now I want a freaking donut.
or Timmy's.
I have such low impulse control.
No, because what do they call it? Timbits? The munchkins?
Timbits, yeah, donut holes. That's all they are.
No, they call them, what do they call them down here? They call them munchkins at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're called munchkins here, but they're called Timbits over by you guys.
Yep. It's just a hole in the middle of the donut. That's all they are. I love them though. It's interesting how many candies and foods don't come across the border.
I mean, like what do we have that you guys don't have? Let's see. Do you guys have Jelly Bellies?
No.
Oh,
Or moon pies. Trust me, that kills me.
oh, you love moon pies?
I love moon pies. Banana moon pies. Man, I would, well, no, probably after a week and a half, it'd be like pizza, get it away. But I love moon pies.
Have you ever bought any and brought back up the can with you?
I bought many of them, yes. I bought a giant industrial sized bag of Fruity Pebbles when I went down to see Sid last.
You guys don't have Fruity Pebbles up there?
No, I know.
Oh man, wait, what cereal do you guys eat then? Like, what are your cereal choices in Canada?
Shreddies.
Shreddies?
Boring crap.
Wait, you guys don't? Like, you guys don't have like Cocoa Puffs or Cheerios or?
We have Cheerios. We do not have Cocoa Puffs. I know, right?
Oreo O's? No.
But see, now we have some cool stuff that isn't down there, and I brought some down to Sid. We have a company up here called Vishon, and they basically make treats. Okay.
Yeah.
One of them is called a passion flaky, and it's literally this pastry, really light, flaky pastry, and inside there's whipped cream and fruit filling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. Another one called O Caramel, and they're little white cakes with frosting and caramel in the top, covered in chocolate.
Is it kind of like no? That first one is kind of like a Pop-Tart, right?
Oh no! I love Pop-Tarts. Trust me. This one, it's not flat like a piece of cardboard. It is flaky like a donut.
Yeah. Oh, so
and it's
sort of like
but
a
it's
toaster strudel.
a hard pastry like a hard Danish.
Yeah. So no, I was gonna say it's kind of like a toaster strudel.
You're closer with a toaster strudel. Trust me, the pastry on it is very airy and very flaky. Like it's very poofy, if that's a word.
Is that what you're gonna do? Like when you come down, like when you come down here and we do that gig at the comic book store, you're freaking just gonna bring all this Canada stuff, and I'm gonna be like,
oh, dude, you know I'm gonna. Oh,
and I'm gonna bring you all this American stuff. And you're gonna be like, what is this?
I'm gonna bring you some real Smarties. That's what I'm gonna do.
I hate Smarties. Those little chalk candies.
Oh no! See, those aren't Smarties. Up here, they're called Rockets.
Wait, are they the same thing? Little chalk candies?
They are the exact same thing, with a different name on the package. We call them Rockets.
Yeah,
but they're the exact same thing. Our Smarties are like M&Ms.
Oh.
They're candy covered chocolate.
Those are the kind of Smarties I want then.
Right?
I want chocolate, not chalk.
Yes, there you go. See?
Like, because I love chocolate and I hate chalk candy. Like, you know, like Smarties and like I can't even think of it.
Maybe you can tell me, is there a gum down there that tastes like dish soap? Because there's one up here.
I'm not a gum chewer, but I know we have.
It's purple, called Thrills.
Called Thrills?
Yeah, Thrills, TH.
Never heard of that.
Okay, maybe we're just the stupid people. Dish soap flavored gum.
Do you guys have I mean, I'm not a gum chewer, so I can't tell you the difference between gums and all that stuff. But
well, I'm not a huge gum chewer. I just know if it tastes like dish soap, I'm not putting it in my mouth.
You guys have Reese's, of course, right?
Oh God, yeah.
That's everywhere.
Exactly.
I'm trying to stump you here because I'm trying to think of candy that we had that you guys don't have.
There's one that you have called Payday that we get off and on. It seems like, oh, we're in the mood. Canada's going to have Payday, and we get them, and then suddenly they're gone for like 4 months. It's like the McRib at McDonald's. I don't get it.
Yeah, but I don't like the Payday. We have it all the time down here, but I don't even like them. It's just caramel and peanuts, no chocolate. It's weird.
Yeah, it's exactly, yeah. But that's one of the ones we do not have.
Let's see. You guys have the Reese's chocolate bar, where it's basically a chocolate bar filled with Reese's peanut butter.
Close. We have Reese's Sticks. So it's kind of like, those old cookies, they're like strawberry and chocolate, but they're wafers with a little bit of icing in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what the Reese's Sticks are like, except in the middle it's peanut butter, and then it's all covered in chocolate, but it's got that wafery kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, we had that. I've been eating those since I was like 5.
Oh, I think we got them like 4 years ago. Or maybe that's just when I noticed them. I don't know.
Canada's late to the party.
Half the time I'm surprised we even show up. I gotta be honest.
Do you guys have Wheaties, the breakfast of champions?
That we do have, yes. I think that's global. Every plan, if your country doesn't have it, you're not a civilized country.
because Wheaties, the breakfast of champions.
That's right. That's how you tell the first worlds from the third worlds. Would you have Wheaties? Nope, get over there.
No, what do you are for you? Pizza, the breakfast of champions.
Oh,
Rob
yep. Many times.
No, do you know your profile picture you have here on Skype?
Oh, what do I have? Oh, me and the microphone. Yes.
I could see that. I could see me editing out that photo, putting a pizza in front of it, and it says Rob's Pizza, the breakfast of champions.
Oh, dude, if you do, send me a copy. I will change the profile picture. Absolutely, that would be a blast.
With Canadian bacon on it.
Yes, that stuff is good.
Isn't it basically ham?
It's a type of ham. It's called pea meal bacon. Yeah, it's a different type of ham. That's literally all it is.
But do you actually like bacon though?
Oh, I love bacon.
Oh, who doesn't like bacon?
I know, right? Again, that's how you tell the civilized countries.
The civilized countries?
Yeah. You have no Wheaties and no bacon? Dude, you're not even allowed in the room. Get out.
I love it.
That's how I'd run the summit.
Oh, man. I hope you don't have to work tomorrow.
I do.
Oh, God. What time? What time you got to
be up? 2-ish, I think.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
Oh, man. Hopefully I wasn't keeping you up.
Oh no, dude! Trust me. Like I said, my job used to be straight midnights. I would get done work at 7 a.m. Call Sid, and we would chat forever. Now, with everything going on, I work from my home this weird hour, so I'm usually up now.
Oh man, is there? It's not like I ran out of questions or anything, but is there anything you want to ask me? Not before, because I know that I'm supposed to be coming onto your podcast sometime soon, but is there anything right now you would like to ask me?
Dude, I always like to be spontaneous. So a lot of the stuff I want to ask you, I'm going to wait till I get you on the screen here for ours.
All right. I see that. I see.
Yep. That way you can meet the other guys, Jason and James and Anthony.
I mean, it'd be so cool if we did that comic book gig and like you, Sid, and all those guys were all in that comic book shop together doing that thing. Like, dude.
Oh, that would be awesome. I don't know if I can get Sid up that unless I can.
I don't think that's going to be possible. That would be cool if it could be possible, but
I do know he wants to come up and see where I live. Maybe we can figure out some way to meet in the middle.
What, like he comes this way and you come meet in the middle for my thing, and then you guys go from there?
Yeah. I'll have to see, because actually this year he was going to come, he still is in July now, he was going to come to our convention, and he was contemplating driving up. So, not entirely out of the realm of possibility, I just got to figure out his plans.
No, here's how it could work. Like, if you got, like this could go two ways now. So, if we're going to do that idea, then you can just go all the way to him, do whatever you're going to do down there, and then when you decide to come back, to take him back up your way, you can just stop around my area so we can do our thing, and then from there you can just go back up and do the,
See, this is what I love. Options. We got options.
Wait, it's like plan A or plan B.
Yes. It's all about options. Because trust me, my plan A's never usually work. So it's always the B's or the C's or the D's or the X's or the Y's.
Or you run out of letters, so you gotta start using numbers.
Yep. Or the tulips. We just call them whatever we can think of.
Plan paint.
We're on plant bread. Oh, great. This one's toast.
This one says, move on the English muffin.
Yep. Toast that one, too.
Toasty.
Oh, man. No, thanks so much for having me on. This is a blast.
Hey, it's no problem, man. How long have we been going for? I just got to check. An hour and 15 minutes, man.
See? There we go. Our show is usually about an hour and a half, the movie Madhouse.
And, man, I think I love it, man. Thank you for being awesome. You're a great friend, man.
Hey, dude, I love it. Anytime you want to chat more, you let me know.
Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know, man.
No, I dig this. This is so much fun. I really do. I have a blast just because it's so natural, and you learn so much about other people,
Yeah, I mean this is what it's stuff like this. Moments in the moment like this where I'm like, this is why I do Cyber Timebite.
Mm-hmm. How long do your shows usually run? Like what is your normal runtime?
I would prefer to go an hour, but if it gets really good, then it can go over 2 hours, like one my podcast did. I never went 3 hours before because a podcast never got that good. But like the longest I ever gone was 2 hours.
See, that's a sign. It's good though that you don't have a regimented time. Like I said, we usually go an hour and a half. We've had some shorter shows. We've had some longer shows. But you're not regimented, so that way the show it's all good. You're not filling it just for the sake of time.
I gotta ask. Do you think if Sid was ever to come back on to WWF television and make an appearance, that you would ever be brought up because because they were if Sid comes back on television, they're obviously going to figure out he does a podcast, and obviously you're going to have to be brought up because you do it with him. So, do you think that will ever happen?
I hope not. And because Sid was actually talking about this when they were thinking about doing a WrestleMania show and things like that, and he talked about having me come in. It's like, well, dude, no one is coming to see me. They are coming to see you. You are the guy. I'm happy just sitting in the background. Just leave me behind my mic. I'm a happy guy.
Wait a minute. Sid was actually going to fly you into WrestleMania?
There was a show that was going to be happening there that he was supposed to be a part of. I can't remember the name of it. And he was chatting with the guy before the plague hit. And I don't even know where that became because, like I said, at that point he was asking me about it. It's like, dude, no, trust me, no one's coming to see me. In Florida, they're not going to look at this ticket and go, oh, Sid Vicious and all these rest. Oh, my God, Rob Bellamy's going to be there. I got to go. Nobody on the freaking planet is buying a ticket for me. Okay.
Well, let me tell you, man. If I ever make it big somewhere, I'm bringing you along and be like, "Hey, man, it's that guy."
It's that Canadian maple syrup chucking fella. I remember him.
Episode 95. There we go.
That's right. When you were doing the intro, I kept wanting to say, "Don't ask Microsoft to count because they can't count to 10." Literally, what is there, like 15 numbers in between 1 and 10?
Well, no, I mean there isn't even a Windows 9. They went from Windows 8 straight to 10.
Yeah, and where does NT come in? What the frack is NT? Okay.
And NT.
Windows NT. No, dude. If you're numbering, number. If you're lettering, letter. Don't mix them.
That's what makes them cool.
But of course, here I sit, and there they sit with $1 billion. So obviously, they're doing something right.
That's awesome. Oh man. Well, let me do my outro, and I'll let you do yours because this was amazing. This was a great time.
Man, thanks so much.
You can follow me. Well, thank you everyone for listening to Cyber Timebite episode 95. You can find me on Facebook at Cyber Timebite. You can follow me on Twitter at NostalgiaVamp. Make sure to pick up my merchandise at redbubble.com under Crash Steven Gear, where even you know that the spork is the most powerful of them all. And I would also...
Spork.
What?
The spork.
Yes. You know, right?
I love the spork.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, no,
people mock me for it, but I do.
No, when I come down here, I'm going to bring the spork with me, and I'm going to knight you with the spork.
Done.
You should just buy my spork t-shirt and even wear it down here, man. Like, dude.
You have a spork t-shirt?
That's why I'm advertising.
Oh, I didn't know it was on a t-shirt, dude. Oh, yeah. We're going to chat.
You want me to link you?
Please.
I'm going to do this right now, then.
A spork t-shirt. I love it. People mock me. I take one at my lunch, and it's cool because sometimes I need a fork, and I don't have one because I have a spoon.
I love it. That's the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, that's right. Us spork people are being united now. This is good.
The spork power is the spork deserves.
The rising of the spork.
There's not people realize how much they're missing out when it comes to the spork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see now the spork movement just went global because we're in 2 different countries now.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I love it. I also want to bring up the fact before I let you say your social. Is that check out my other podcast I do for the Cyber Timebite Network. Which, by the way, I want to talk to you about that. I think that'd be cool. Is that I do a secondary podcast called In the Serpent's Pit with Serpent's Breakdown. We are 13 episodes in. We latest episodes about the circus part 2 because we already talked about it once and we talked about it again with another friend of ours who is really awesome and really amazing. And make sure to go check out that episode because it is awesome and great. Check it out. You're gonna love it. And last thing before I let you plug yourself. I would if the Vicious Circle wants to be one with the Cyber Timebite Network, you're allowed in the Cyber Timebite Network family, man.
I'm loving it. Nice. And I love this spork t-shirt. I just pulled it up.
Available for it does, and it's just not like you can get it on a t-shirt, yes, but you can have it on a hoodie, you can have it on a tank top, whatever you want on, man. Spork it up.
I'm loving it. But, yeah, this is getting ordered.
No, but I'm loving
it. That's right. Oh wait, is that copyright?
No, that's
dang it.
No, that's McDonald's.
That's right. That's copyright. They got it first. I'm loving it. I'm liking it a lot. There we go. We just got around that copyright.
Oh, we did.
That's right. We're tricky.
We know our crap.
That's right. Come at me, McDonald's. Oh, good Lord.
Speaking of which, Canada, I hear, has different menu items.
Really?
Yeah, different menu items at McDonald's that we don't have.
Real? All I know is I miss grits. Man.
Grit, like what? Like biscuits and gravy? Or no?
Oh, no. This is a Southern thing. You may not even have had these. Grits. It's like a cornmeal, and it is so good with butter.
We have grits.
Yeah, I go to Michigan and get grits, but it's not grits. It's like porridge with bumps. It's like you have to go to the southern states and try grits. I'm telling you. Oh yeah.
Oh man, plug your stuff, man.
Okay, yeah, get off grits. Stop talking about grits. Let me see. You can listen to the Vicious Circle podcast if you go to the electronicmediacollective.com. It's an exclusive show on there. You can get it there. Now, the movie Madhouse, you can get there as well. We do run that show there, but we're on Stitcher and iTunes and a wide variety of other stuff. the other one that I do called Blood or Bits Radio, unfortunately, it's only on Libsyn and Stitcher. We are looking at expanding it, but it's still relatively new. We're on episode 29, I think, just launched this week. So you can get all of those there. If you want to hit me up, Robert Bellamy on Facebook. I'm not hard to find. It's a bald guy. Oh, wait. On my picture, am I wearing a hat?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a hat. Okay. And I'm standing with an awesome woman.
Is that...
That's... Sorry?
No, what were you going to say? You were going to say it.
That's my friend from the movie that I went to visit in Louisville. She was in a movie called The Crow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, she's a doll. But that's me. And we're standing in front of the steps in Philadelphia that Rocky ran up. So that's my picture.
Oh, so you've been to Philadelphia. Have you been to the ECW arena?
I did not. I only went to visit her, and I was only there for a couple days.
Oh, man.
So the only place we went was the art gallery to see the Rocky stuff. And then we had Philly cheesesteak, because you gotta.
It's like top of the list.
Exactly. If you want to check out our Comic-Con, although distance might be a problem, but heck, check it out. It's ckexpo.ca because it's Canadian. You can check out what we do, the people that have been there, all sorts of fun pictures. And I think that's about it for me.
Wait, so it's called Comic Can?
Oh, no, it's Comic-Con. But instead of .com, you know how it's .com?
Yeah.
Ours is .ca.
Oh, if I call it Comic Can, like New Yorker, like, oh, it's Comic Can.
Comic Can. Just come to the Comic Can. Although we probably should because it's Comic Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was stretching that one.
But yeah, soon enough, it's going to be hopefully on Cosplay Convention Center, and you can check that out.
Exactly. And that's an awesome site. Like I said, I'm bookmarking it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to go back there a lot.
What tell people where they can find it on that website. Because you know how it is.
On the CK Expo website?
No, on the Cosplay Convention Center website, if they want to find what they have to search under to find it, because you've been on the website, you know how it is now.
I actually haven't seen the whole site. I only followed the link where you took me right to Ontario, so I'm not quite sure how to get there.
So you just go to region and then you go to Ontario, and it should be under Ontario, Canada.
Oh, it's that easy.
Yeah.
See? Go to region, go to Ontario, and you will see it. Where is... Select a region. Oh, there we go. So you can go Canada and Ontario. Oh my gosh, that is so simple.
And wait, what's the name of your convention again?
CK Expo.
It's probably not on here yet because he probably hadn't added it yet, but soon enough.
Yes. Actually, yeah, because I'm noticing they have location information and all that, and nobody's asked me any of that yet because I just literally sent it while we were chatting.
Yeah, no.
So,
and if you click on a random convention on its name, it's gonna just look at it. It'll have a map where you can book a hotel and where it's at and everything. It's just and how many days there's left until it happens.
This is an amazing site. Yeah, loading map. I checked at my buddies, Forest City Comic-Con. And I hope they can still have theirs, because theirs is June 27th, and that's right in the danger zone.
It's on the highway to the danger zone.
Right? And actually, that would be a wicked name for a podcast. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, yeah, I see. It's got the hotels lit up around the convention center. This is perfect.
This is why I love it. And I'm glad I know the guy who runs it, because he's nice and awesome, too.
Yes. Well, trust me. You can let him know. I'll be pushing this up here now, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you guys get along and have great conversation, I'm pretty sure he'll find a way to get to you, and he can be boofing at your con.
Dude, like I said, anybody that's listening that has a podcast wants to come up, you got to get up here on your own. But other than that, you're welcome into the convention for nothing. Come hang out, do some interviews, because I'm all about podcasting, and I want to help people podcast as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, I mean, there's no way in hell I'm getting up to Canada anytime soon. It's just
Dude, it's only 6 hours.
6 hours. I don't even have my license yet, though.
Yeah. What is that in walking? What, 7, 8 months? What?
No, it's like that song. Like that one song. I have walked 1,000 miles.
Dude, if you start right now, you could get here by July.
And probably catch the coronavirus on my way.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll slow you down a hair. Just don't go near anybody.
It's kind of impossible, okay?
Yeah, okay, I guess I can see your point there.
Oh, man. Well,
Yeah.
this is too good. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to this awesome podcast. And hopefully we made your day, because that's my point. That's my point here.
As long as you got a smile or two out of it, that's perfect.
Because I can see the listeners right now. They can just be like, "What the hell are they talking about?" And they're
Yeah. Jump halfway into the episode. Let's watch their eyes go, "What the frack am I listening to?"
They're gonna be like, and then their friends are just gonna look at them and be like, "Yeah."
Did he just say throw maple syrup? What are we listening to? Are Canadians attacking? What's going on? It's like War of the Worlds. We'll have them all spooked.
No. It's like it's WCW all over again. World War III.
Exactly. A sticky war.
Oh man. Well, I hope all of you have a fantastic day. Have a good one.